Hey, it's the girl KZ, come back out to you one more time. I feel like I haven't done a video like this in a while. I hope you guys enjoy. Guys, please, I said this in another video, but I do a lot of content for you guys. Please share me out, subscribe to your girl. If you're gonna listen to and get the information, please just share. Also, I got a baby in the background. Right, baby in the background. Supposed to be part of the party. So we're gonna, I'm not saying ignore it, but you know, ignore it just a little bit, yeah. So thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for listening to your girl. Again, this is your girl Kdiddavis. Back up. Now I have the bigger one coming in now, doing her extra. Girl, go take a shower. I love Kdiddavis. Oh my god. Can I just do my video in peace? Oh my gosh. So all right, so it's a girl, you know, as she said, Kdiddavis. Guys, I promise you, having kids is wonderful. When you're doing stuff like this, they be doing the most. They be just, anyway, I'm rambling. So I get quite a few. Can you go? Can you go? Thank you. So I talk about a lot of different things on my channel, but as you can see from the title, honestly, the smart thing would have been to do, take out my contacts. And then, if you don't know, I can't read with my contacts in unless I have my reading glasses. I know, it's kind of, it's interesting. I gotta just make sure my child's not in it, because if not, then I'm like, look over the video, gotta see what she's in, and I don't got time for that. But I should have went through the questions people gave me. That would have been a smart thing to do. But I didn't do that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, okay? So if you don't know, but before I like to start off these videos because I feel like some people have to, like, they'll take advice or information from people. I'm kind of ashy. People they think they are in the same, you know, realm of them. I need some lip gloss. I'm sorry. Realm of, like, you know, I don't know. But oh my gosh, that lip gloss fell. Timber. Oh my gosh, it's a lot going on. Usually it's not like this, guys. I promise. Oh my gosh, some other thing fell. Lip gloss fell. Perfume fell. A lot of things fell. But that's what I'm using. Yeah, see, it's dark. I need to start using my backgrounds again because I haven't used it in a while. That's a lot of lip gloss. I'm not gonna lie. So it's okay. These lip glosses. It's the one from Target, right? I like the one from Target like that. I like the remind me of the Rihanna, but Rihanna's much better. Not because it's more expensive, just because I feel like if you use it for a couple of days, you can tell the difference. If you, maybe it's just me. It could be just be my lips, but if you I think that's Maybelline. If you see it, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so it's because it's my eyes, because it's just like it's bright as hell. Anyway, I'm a person with lived experience of homelessness in New York City. I was homeless in a shelter in New York City with my daughter. So now I come in, I'm an advocate. I help with policy in New York City, with City Hall in different aspects. I try to help with different say DV people if they need DV help. I've never been in a DV situation, but I try to give out information about that because I work with people who have been in DV and also people who work with people who are DV clients. So things like that. So that's why I come on here and give you information. I'll give you information about food stamps. I'll give you information about welfare if it's like an update or certain things like that. I try to get it out to people because people don't know. They might qualify. It might not qualify last year, but it could qualify for this year. So that's what my background kind of is in. Yeah, and I go out to different hearings and meetings or whatever to help people understand the background of homelessness in New York City and honestly the world. I feel like a person like me could be in Arkansas. These toys. A person like me could be in Arkansas and still have the experience like me. So I just make sure that I'm giving out the information that a person might have it. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm coming, bro. I'm coming. I just need to turn this off. How you turn it off? Because y'all gonna drive me crazy. So Hopefully she does not cry. Hopefully she doesn't realize. She realizes, but hopefully she doesn't get upset because I did that. It is what it is. If you don't know, I have 2 kids in my house. I got a baby, I'm a foster mom, and I'm a bio mom. But I just call up when people ask me, you know, people just ask me like, oh, your kids. I don't correctly say, no, that's not. You know, that's not what I do. I believe in. I feel like the easiest way to say it is like I believe in helping my community and giving out information, because a lot of information is out there. You just don't know if that is there. So one thing I think I did this update already, but I still want to give an update. They have changed the eligibility for, I want to say PA, SNAP, everything will kind of go into that. If you don't know, PA is public assistance, and they have different requirements depending on how big your family is and other things that they put into like a computer, and the computer kind of spit out information if you're eligible or not. In a way, I feel like that's how the easiest way to explain it. But they had changed that back in October. Right now it's December 2020. Things usually change around, I think from what I understand, they're telling me around October every year. So that's why I'm doing this video. But that's not the only reason why I'm doing this video. There's other things too. I told in another video again, because people might not, the thing about it, people don't watch all my videos. If you just watch all my videos, you get all information. So the FEPS had an update also a couple of weeks ago that the mayor had announced for New York City. Did it come in effect yet? From what I know, no, it did not come in effect, but it will be coming in effect soon in the upcoming future. But those things are, you know, out there for you to know and to have information about. So a lot of people ask me a lot of different information about FEPS, city FEPS. If you don't know, FEPS and city FEPS is 2 different. Why am I keep saying oh my god, it's annoying me too. Sorry. It's 2 different vouchers. If you don't know, the voucher is basically money that the city or the state gives you to pay for housing. So I want to say city FEPS is mostly if you go to the shelter and you get that and they give you a city FEPS voucher. FEPS, I want to say, is more for community in a way. They have different FEPS things that vouchers that they have. One is for, they have some set aside for like DV. They have some set aside for people who want to stay in the apartment, like FEPS to stay. They have different, it's basically under community. So it's city FEPS, shelter, FEPS for community. They have different ways of, even though it sounds, to me, it shouldn't be, the money shouldn't be coming from different places, but the name sounds very similar to each other than just city. Is it for the one and one is not in the other one? So, but yeah, they get their funding a little bit differently. Most of the time you have to have a PA case for the city FEPS one to keep it open. We get the city FEPS, when you have if PA usually have a worker, it's supposed to have a worker, but not all the time that I've been in PA, and usually people don't have a worker assigned. You're supposed to have a worker assigned to you, but not the point. Anyway, so that being the case, when you do the city FEPS, sometimes they don't, it's not like the same agents. Like if you do the PA, you have to have the PA to have the city FEPS, but it has a different sector. Like they're over it, but they're not over it, if that makes sense. It's like, it's in a cocoon, but it's in a part of the cocoon kind of thing. So yeah, that's what that is about with those programs. So I'm getting distracted from this damn headphones. I feel like this video is all over the place, just to be honest. So those are the common updates. You might say, oh my gosh, you gave these updates already. I did give these updates already. The problem is that people don't watch every video, and they ask me questions in the comments, so I make extra videos so they can understand what's going on in these programs right now. You know that EHV has been closed, but they're handing out, I'm gonna say that did they hand out the vouchers yet? I feel like all of them has been given out. I think from what I understand, somebody told me recently they gave out 8,000 vouchers for New York City. Yes, so when they break down the stuff for New York City and New York State, it's definitely different. So different numbers for upstate than it is for New York City. And the city is the 5 boroughs: Brooklyn, Bronx. I gotta really think about Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I almost forgot Queens. I'm like, no girl, you was born there, girl. Technically you was born there. How you gonna feel about Queen? I have to really think about, you know what it is? In my mind, I think Long Island, when it's not, it's Staten Island. People like Long Island seem more close-knit compared to Staten Island. They opened up a new shelter in Staten Island recently. So if you live in Staten Island, you watch this. I feel like Staten Island, because it's almost not inclusive, but it's inclusive in New York City, that they're forgotten about a lot of times. It seems like they also their values in certain things are kind of different than the rest of The boroughs, it just seem like they're like the Wild Wild West over there. Like they're the Texas of New York, basically. They want to be away, but they with us, kind of thing. If that makes any sense. They opened up a new shelter in Staten Island recently, so if you want to get into that, you could definitely Google about those information. A lot of things I'm telling you right now is Googleable. But people don't like to sometimes do the research. There comes people like me to give you the information. So hopefully I'm helpful. Also, PATH. If you don't know what PATH is where people go to when they go in a shelter for families, I should say. And I should be giving you, I have lists of other shelters for, if you don't know, PATH is for families. And they have a program in it called Nova. Nova is for families with DV problems. And most people in the shelter are women with children, and they usually are, the highest one is Black and then Hispanics, then other. If you don't know that demographic of people in the shelter, but I'm not saying that they don't have other people who are not Black and Hispanic, but the majority of people in the shelters in New York City, I'm not saying other states, in New York City, are the Blacks and the Latinos, okay? Latinx, whichever word they want to go for at this point. So that's the demographics of people in the shelter. And when you go to the shelter, I want to tell you, because people, I'm saying this again in this video, probably should do in all my PATH videos. Yes, baby. Tell people what they need, because people ask me, and I don't mind answering the question, but I do multiple videos about giving the information, so I want to make sure people understand it and be clear what they might need for them and their kids. You're going to need birth certificates. I'm going to talk about, if I remember, oh my gosh, a person who is non-documented and who is documented. If you don't know, if you've been hiding under a rock, we had a lot of people who came undocumented to New York City who was pushed here. The migrants situation that we had, so because of them coming in, and before them we had people undocumented in the shelter. Anyway, if you don't know, we are I want to say, I forgot what the word is, but we taking everybody basically. Our rules are we have to house everybody basically, kind of thing, right? So our arms are open to all.
Why do you have the shoes, baby?
Girl. Our arms are open to all kind of thing in New York City. And that being the case, we have, they gave us a lot of migrants here. So they opened up, because it was so, honestly, for a person who's not documented, I feel like it's very hard to get anything in New York City. Even though we have our arms open to the people who are not, they're undocumented, but whatever. Because we had a big, large influx of people, the migrants, they changed a lot of rules for them to get them in the shelter. But a lot of the vouchers, even though they're in the shelter, they cannot use, because a lot of vouchers come from federal money, and for federal money you need to be able to prove that you're a resident of the United States, or basically a green card holder or a citizen. So they're in the shelter, but a lot of them cannot leave, and you don't know, the average family stays in the shelter over a year and change. Some people stay there 5-6 years. To be saying, why are they staying so long? Because it's hard to get vouchers, and to get a voucher, to stay in a voucher, you have to check certain amount of boxes, and to check those boxes you have to be on certain criteria, and sometimes you either could work too much, not work enough. It's just a whole thing. They did make the rule, like I said, a couple weeks ago, and the mayor announced that certain hours you don't have to work. You can work up to 14 hours to be able to get be qualified for city FEPS. So I feel like I'm talking fast. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really, really sorry. But those are the certain things that could like take you out of the running. Before, well, in ONA, they said you didn't have to have an eviction notice. They told me I had to have eviction notice, but it wasn't just like, they gave me so much criteria. They told me eviction. They didn't tell me that I need to owe rent. I didn't owe rent when I got evicted. I asked to be evicted because that's the only way to get in the shelter. If you don't know my story, I tried to go to the shelter many times. They denied me my 8-month pregnant belly. They said, da-da-da-da. So it's a lot of things to even get into shelter. And then to leave the shelter, so you have to basically claw your way out to get out. But I'm sorry, I got off track. So you need, this is for a regular person and partly migrant, depending what the situation is. I feel like it's very situational, but a person who has all the paperwork, sorry for the background. I live in New York City. We're loud. It's loud here in the background. Sorry. So you're gonna need a birth certificate for you and your kids. If you're pregnant, if you're not showing, if say example, I go there by myself, if I didn't have no kids, and I'm pregnant, but I don't look pregnant, I just look fat, they will make you pee on a stick. I want to say pee on a stick. I feel like that's what it is. I know for a fact that they wanted to test me for my baby, but I think I had paperwork. I forgot what it was exactly. But they'll test you to make sure you're pregnant, to make sure you go in a proper shelter. Because once you're pregnant, and I think from what I understand, it's a certain amount of months, but it depends how they feel too. But a certain amount of months you have to be pregnant. Because first couple of months people could miscarriage and all that stuff. Don't. I didn't make the rules. I just follow the rules and I'm telling you what the rules are. Okay. So you have to be a certain once pregnant. Usually, it can be, you know, it's conditional. A lot of things that they do, but I'm not here to judge. Kinda am, but whatever. They'll test you to make sure you're pregnant, and they'll put you in a family shelter. So if you got 10 kids, you need 10 birth certificates. Example, if you're in a fire though, if you get a fire marshal information, whatever, some of those things can be bypassed until you get those things back. Because you know when you're in a fire, you lose everything, and you don't have those things. So it's not your fault. It's a condition you had for why it happens. But I'm just saying, majority of the time you need a birth certificate. You need an eviction letter if you have that. If you don't have an eviction letter, you need to get a letter from the landlord who's kicking you out, because technically it's illegal to kick people out. They've been over in your property over 30 days. But sometimes the person can make it so unbearable, they prefer to sleep on the street than sleep in the apartment. I'm just saying. Anyway, if you have stuff, make sure HRA can pay for your storage. But sometimes they give you a ring around, but they can pay for it because they pay for mine, and they still do it. So yeah. What else? You need your ID. You gotta make sure all your documents match with your kids, because like if the name doesn't match, like, oh, mother is Suzanne and this child on it says, oh, it's Clara's kid. Who the hell is Clara? Why is this kid with you? You need to be able to explain why these kids with you if it's not your biological. Like, you gotta make sure these kids are your kids and bring the paperwork for your kids and yourself. Okay. You need, if you're with a significant other, if you're married, I guess the last names will probably match if you're married. If you're not married, if it's like done by the courts, or is the kid's father, if they can see that the kid's KK down, please. If the father's name is on the birth certificate, that also going to make the person go right in with you. So it all depends on the people who are there, but these are things that you would need. If you get a letter from your landlord, make sure it's notarized. What I understand, I don't think they went back to it yet. Before they used to go, like if you get them a number to call somebody, whatever, they used to go to the apartment or the house that you're going in, and they would knock on your door and say hello. And they want to ask you how many rooms you have, to ask to see if you could go there. Because their main thing is, you know, a shelter, and they say they want to put everybody in. They want to keep you out. They don't want all the people in the system and all this stuff. They want to do every single thing to keep you from not being in the shelter system. And their rooms are overpriced for the garbage. I'm not gonna say this. Not all the shelters are bad. Some shelters keep it very clean. The first shelter I've been in was clean. Second shelter I was in, very clean, very pristine. It was good. It was made over. It was an old nursing home, I understand, and it was really nice. It was in the Bronx. It's in the Boogie Dale, and it was nice. I can honestly say that. But I've been to a shelter when it was dirty, small, no heat, and I had bad allergies. And it was wintertime, and I was kids in the jackets, be freezing. Not all shelters are made alike, but some shelters are better than some. So that's what you're gonna need to get in a shelter. Make sure you bring a little bag. Like, get there as early as you can, because the later you get there, you might end up doing overnight stay instead of getting an actual placement that night. Make sure you bring bags. You're not allowed to bring food in. You mean coming through? You're not coming through. No.
I need to put this.
No, you have to put it somewhere else for now. I'm doing a video. I'm doing the whole video. You mean you're coming through like you're a choo-choo train? Choo-choo. Put it somewhere else.
Where?
It don't matter where. It's not here. Gracias. You even got clothes on. Where you going? These kids stay trying to embarrass me. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm just hoping that you can't see her in any other than watching this back and see if you can see her in any of these damn things. You try to block out their faces and what's not, and they don't care how it is. They don't care. They don't care about you. Anyway, so
I finished.
Okay, go take a shower, babe. Thank you. Love it.
What about my nails?
You gonna do the nails after? If you do the nails now, it might come off in the shower, Katanya.
Okay.
Girl, I bought a little fake. Let me show y'all. I bought her these nails, which I told her she couldn't do it until her room's clean, because like, you can't clean a room and have these nails on. These are like store nails. Are gonna be like, if you work, you're gonna be not pop off as easy. Look a cheap nail. So you gotta clean first and then put on the nails. Like, duh. Anyway,
See you.
I didn't have a problem when you see me. Oh my god, go take a shower, babes. So those are the things that you will need for and sorry if this is like my videos all over the place and my kids are coming in and out. I'm a mom. That's what it is. I'm telling you my experience about what's going on. I'm giving you information that you might not be able to. honestly get some of this information elsewhere, but thank you for watching me and supporting me. I'm just saying. Other things that I would say, don't make friends like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't make friends. Try to stay by yourself. Try to stay on the goals. Try to stay on the, like, don't, it's gonna be depressing. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a little bit, it's gonna be a lot depressing. Because a lot of times, unless you, I'm not, the thing about it too, some of these things I'm gonna say right now is generalizations of things. And it's not in all shelters and it's not all people. Just like in the world, when you go to a school, some staff is excellent, some staff is not. If you go to the DMV, most times they have horrible customer service. But sometimes you get good people. I usually get good people in the DMV. I'm just saying, is some of the shelter workers, I'm not gonna lie to you, they're overpaid. I'm overpaid. I just said that? That's a lie. They're underpaid. They're overworked. From before owner happened, people usually didn't have enough staff to do everything. Much as an owner, after, I guess, post, it's hard. It's hard. Some workers do give you attitudes. But honestly, if you see their paycheck, you know why they're giving you attitude. Because think about this. I interviewed somebody for the podcast. She was in shelter. And she's also a caseworker at a shelter with her child. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine you're helping people? This is your job to help people and get them, housing. But yet you don't have a house for yourself. So we have to think about these things and have compassion for these people. Some of them, they do bring their outside work in the outside business into inside their thing. They're not supposed to do that, but we're all human. We all make mistakes. None of us is perfect. So just get them a little blah, all right? Just gonna look a blah. But anyway, so some of the workers are not that great. Some of the workers are new. They don't have the proper training. They haven't been there on this amount of years. Some workers are old, so they only know about the old time in the 90s, but everything was new. They don't know nothing about it. I would say, do your night to yourself. They're not going to do it for you. Do your housing connect. If the NYCHA thing says you're not in shelter, which is, you need to say is in shelter to get priority to get into NYCHA. To get in NYCHA is a lottery, so, it could happen, it could not happen. Get a letter from your caseworker saying that you're in shelter, and call NYCHA and say, ask me I can put it into. Ask hopefully your caseworker know, but my caseworker didn't know nothing about that. So and they was working there for a couple of years. So I'm just saying this because stuff happened to me and I know they could have helped me better, but they wasn't helping me. I'm not gonna say that, but my caseworker was only helping out certain kind of people in my shelter also, and I saw that. A lot of people who weren't me. My people was getting apartments and getting all these things and at the time was Link, getting all these stuff, and I wasn't qualified, allegedly. What is this? Alexa, don't play me. Me hear you. I go
Don't blame me in similar songs.
No, Alexa, stop. Why are you playing this? Alexa, stop. Why you asking for that? Why you asking for all that? Why you asking for that? Like, come on, sis. But just be patient. It can be scary first going in and going in there, especially going into PATH. I think PATH is probably more scary than going to some of the shelters. You have to strip down basically to it's like going to an airport, but you're not having travels after you get out there. Like, that's basically how it is. You metal detectors, you can't bring in food. They give you some nasty school food. What they do give, what I like, but I made sure I took it all up. They gave you baby food, and I took all the baby food they had and Pampers they had and all that stuff they had. I went there a couple of times a day and get me some fun stuff for my kid. A couple of times a day, and I brought stuff home. I'm back to the shelter with me. I did not play with these people. I was not. If they ask you for certain things, do it. Do the fair hearing. The good thing about now is, alright, they say not to bring your kids with you, because they used to have the rule you have to bring your kids with you every time. Then when owner happily say you don't have to bring your kids. Now a lot of people are asking you to bring your kids with you. The rule's going back and forth, flippy floppy, depending on work you get. If you can, bring your kids with you, because you don't want to be turned back and not get the proper stuff that you need because your kids are not with you. Like, if your kids were with you, you'll be further along. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this because I have people who told me the experience of what's going on right now in the shelter. So I'm telling you what I know and what I've heard about people who are experiencing it. I talked to a lot of people who are in the shelter and who are going through shelter right now. What? Trying to get something? Want something? What you want? What you want? Why is this stuff in here? Why is this in here? Why is KK stuff? What's Chef at? It's a chef hat for me. But I'm telling you these things because I just want you to have a best experience. The experience itself is not good, but if I tell you more information, it could be a smoother experience that you might need. City Feps, be patient, because they're giving out all these vouchers. Everybody and their mother and their cat, their dog, their cat, their roaches, the mouse on the street got a voucher, but nobody's taking the voucher. Be patient. I did a video about a person who's taking a voucher. Somebody said in a comment that they heard it's not easy, but I know people, I know a landlord myself that I've met and talked, well, I didn't meet her. I talked to her did a podcast with her, and she said she goes to this landlord with people with vouchers. So I'm saying that every experience is not going to be 100%. But I'm trying to give you the tools that you can get to be successful in your housing journey. We're trying to make rules be changed. These rents are hella high. Right now, I wish I had a voucher at this point. I wish I could get a voucher to move out of NYCHA, because NYCHA is not it. KK, turn that down, please. Thanks to you. But it can be a lot. I hope this video was kind of helpful. Again, I said I repeat some things because people ask me in comments, and I've done videos about it. So I'm like, if I do something, I should do something once or twice a month about certain updates and certain things people are always asking me about, to kind of help people who are just finding my channel. If you're new, thank you for supporting me. If you're not, thank you for supporting me. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, I'm grateful for you. And what other things? I feel like people ask me a lot of things about vouchers, inspections, things like that. They are backed up. They are over 2 or 3 years backed up. This is before Corona. What happened? They are 2 or 3 years backed up. Alright, I'm coming. I didn't clean up yet. Obviously, I'm doing a video still. They are 2 or 3 years backed up in the system. So it's gonna take some time. Apparently, from what I know, they didn't hire any more inspectors. The last time I heard, they had 10 inspectors. 10 inspectors for 5 boroughs. And the family shelter alone has the most people, because it's a family. I'm like, oh, I got tissue in my bosom. But can you imagine? Imagine me being free. So think about that. That's not only the single shelters have to get the inspections for their stuff. Like, there's a lot of people, and there's not enough people getting hired. There's not a lot of people going in. They don't want to get. They don't want to. But I'm doing a video, sis. You can't be talking. Well, go back out, baby. Get that table. Get a table. Oh my god. Here. So there's a lot of people out there who need, like, what it is. A lot of these government jobs don't pay that great. People don't want to go in that job. Honestly, I feel like they should honestly start off getting high school students. They start recruiting from the high schools and getting a job, because I'm not saying we just pay high school students any kind of money, but they usually start when you're younger and you're first in a job with cheaper amounts. The table is our kitchen table, girl.
Oh.
But maybe we should start with recruiting from like 12th grade, 11th grade, get kids these jobs, like part-time jobs, to help them out and like do something. I don't know, because they need to get it on, but people don't want to go to jobs that they don't get paid enough. They want to go in corporate America. I don't know, but that's what's going on right now. They're underpaid. Some of them are getting $15 an hour, maybe 16, 17. If you knew New York State, if you work $20 an hour in New York State, 40 hours a week, it's still not enough to pay rent. Plus you gotta eat. And when you're working that much, you don't qualify for food stamps, you don't qualify for PA, and that's for one person. Even for 2 naughty people, you still don't qualify. Can you imagine? Me and my child don't qualify. Not even like me and a man who I'm with and we working don't qualify. Me and my child don't qualify. Mind you, if I have to do extra work, I have to get a child care. I gotta get her clothes, I gotta get her deodorant, I gotta get food. You gotta think about these things. And these workers are getting underpaid, and they get overworked, and they have so many people to work for. So give them a little slack too. I feel like I'm mostly here for homeless, but I understand I have to have empathy for everybody. I just can't be one-sided on when I talk about these issues. So yes, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being amazing. And guys, subscribe, share your girl out, be with me. And if you want to get a gift card, put a smiley face emoji at the bottom. Just saying. Nobody has